I'm back at it again, boys. I'm back to Silk Club to destroy some newbies because as I did the Panzer 3 video, you guys in the comments told me, hey Pantoufleee, you should definitely check the chi-hez or chi-hez. I don't have a clue how we say that, to be fair. I'm gonna say chi. And talking about the chi, guys, you were right. And I'm gonna try to demonstrate to you right now how right you were. Before we jump directly into the battlefield, I just want to tell you why I love that tank and why I'm really glad people told me to try it once. The gun depression. The gun depression, guys. 15 degrees of gun depression. This is wild. You will be the king of the battlefield because you can go anywhere on the map and still have shots on your opponents, which makes it completely broken. And on top of that, if you had the fact that you have one of the most reliable gun at tier 4 and the good mobility, you have yourself one of the most overpowered tanks at tier 4 when it comes to destroying newbies. You know, one thing I love about those kind of tanks is probably how good the matchmaking is gonna arrange yourself. Let me explain to you briefly. We're talking about tier 3, tier 4, which are tiers in which you will not fall too much on tier 5, tier 6, etc. simply because there is something called preferential matchmaking for newbies, etc. And also the fact that most of the people that are playing the game are actually playing low tier because we are getting a lot of new guys in the game. So when they start the game, they don't all of a sudden unlock a tier 10. They're going to play tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4, which means that when you're playing with this kind of tank, your chances of getting top tier are much higher than, for example, if you were playing with a tier 8 or a tier 9 tank. And just look at the lovely gun depression you have on that tank. As long as you find an melee position, you are the freaking king of the hill. There we go for the Matilda, combining that with the fact that our AP penetration is amazing. You have like 131 millimeters of armor, of penetration, I should say, which is definitely enough for you to do the whole job. There we go. We don't need to try aggressive positions or anything like that. And thanks to the RNG and especially the matchmaking, we fell into one of the best maps when it comes to gun depression, aka this one that I already forgot the name of. So yeah, basically if you want to have some fun silk clubbing, not at tier 3 but at tier 4, I would recommend that tank, which is the chi-hez. But is it a reliable tank when it comes to silk clubbing? If you are looking for a free-to-play tank to silk club, I think that this is the best combined with the B1, which is the French tier 4 tank as well. But one last thing I want to talk about is how good to me, one tank is above all of them when it comes to Silk Club, aka the Panzer B2, the premium tier 4 German tank, which is basically a reskin B1. Why? Because the B2 has a preferential matchmaking that this one doesn't have, which means that the Panzer B2 will always be top tier, whereas with the chi-hez, sometimes you're gonna fall on tier 5 if the RNG is against you. That's a risk to take when you're playing with that tank, but don't worry, even if you find yourself in a tier 5 match, you shouldn't struggle too much getting your targets done. Because, I mean, with this kind of tank, combining the great gun depression with your great mobility, it will allow you to poke around the corner or poke from a hill, sneak your shot and go back to a safe position without your enemies being able to shoot you back. And that's what I really love and enjoy about that tank. I did not play too much. I think I played like 1 or 2 games with it before doing the review, but I actually enjoyed that tank. And I didn't have fun in low tiers for ages because I'm not a silk clubber. I don't find myself attracted by those kind of tiers, as I'm more into complex battles or even bigger tanks, bigger guns for bigger stats, as you all know, because we play for stats here. So yeah, that's pretty much what the chi-hez is, and if you don't know which one to choose between a medium that has 15 degrees of gun depression and the Panzer B1, which is in front of us, that has a really good gun but also a really good armor, I would tell you they are both Tech 3 tanks, so let's get both of them. If you think that this tank is not suitable for you, the B2, guys, the B2 is insane. But that's pretty much what that tank is, what it has in its engine power, into, and I forgot what I was about to say, but I truly love that tank and I definitely want you to try it out because it's definitely worth it. Hope you enjoyed, guys. If you are thinking about buying back the chi-hez, please make sure not to spam it too much, not to discuss the new player into getting really into World Tank Blitz. Thank you all for watching. Au revoir.